And we're up. All right. Last time on A Crown of Cold Iron, we left our party of heroes in a precarious position, delving back into the extra dimensional ruins of the Raven Palace beneath the historical attraction above. Our party is seeking the Seal of the Raven King, both a powerful magical artifact as well as an official historical symbol of the ancient king of Arlen. The true physical seal is still in the museum, essentially upstairs, after the party decided that a heist would have far reaching implications. So instead, they are seeking an echo of the seal that was part of the structure of this extra dimensional Raven Palace. However, upon reopening the ruins, you discovered that the ruins had apparently been blasted open at some point with some kind of horrific white fire, which left glowing trails leading deeper into the palace. You all have not followed those yet, but instead have gone off to explore parts of the palace you did not reach last time. Opening one of the doors in what appears to be some guest chambers, you found a strange looming figure. After a little bit of yakety sax, Scooby Doo, in and out of the door shenanigans from Auric, you all finally prodded it, at which point it revealed itself to be some kind of horrific echo of perhaps some past version of Mort. You were also simultaneously attacked by what seemed to be swarms of ravens infused with some kind of corrupted white fire. So we left you all mid combat.
I didn't even have the chance to rage yet. I
Yep,
just like looked at my stats. I was like, huh, that's really weird. And then I was like, oh yeah, I didn't get the chance to rage.
yep. You all saw the lights coming in from outside and shut doors and then poked the thing, and here we are.
Here we are.
So we left off at approximately the top of a round of combat. Cyrus has just engaged with the figure before ducking back across the room and out into the hallway. Lexi and Auric were stunned on the first round of combat, but have recovered. But it is time for the fragment of the War Raven to go.
Great.
Actually, that's not correct. It's the swarm of baleful ravens.
Ah, okay.
So they're both going to see if they recharge their ability, which is called Counting Crows.
Very nice.
One, ooh, they both recharged.
God damn it.
Yikes.
I disapprove.
They're
I'm gonna
both
be
going to use it.
dead before I get to rage.
It's only a 33% chance, and they both hit it. Yeah, they're both going to flare and create this sort of aura of burning white light. I need Lexi and Auric to both make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, right. That's why I fail it, because I have a +0.
Do y'all have
Yeah,
anything
so do
that
I.
helps you with like re-rolling or things?
My other character does.
Yeah, no.
That lucky feat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a five. So yeah, no.
Do we still have a? Do we still have? I feel like I've still got inspiration floating around from a
Oh,
previous
yeah.
session.
I don't.
Yeah.
I still have inspiration floating around from several games ago. May I use that?
Sure.
I used mine. What a
Womp
waste of
womp.
inspiration. You were inspired to turn around in a circle.
Let me dig through my
I
inventory.
know. I'm looking to see how we can help y'all.
Nope.
Cold Iron Crown do anything for you? Nope. It's a long, long list of nothing in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the sweater vest.
Oh, here's an interesting question. Have you used your time shifter's mantle?
I have not used the time shifter's mantle.
I was
'Cause
like,
this-
you all are swimming in items. There's got to be something.
Because this does damage as well, doesn't it?
Yep.
Then yes, I will use my time shifter's mantle.
All right. So we'll roll some damage, see how bad these are going to be. Oof. Auric gets to enjoy 25 points of psychic damage.
Ow.
But hey, a good thing you discover when you use the time shifter's mantle, when you move out of their space, you are no longer stunned.
Fantastic.
So it hurts, but you are not going to lose your turn. Oof. Let's see how.
Meanwhile.
Yep. Let's see how Lexi does. Oh, 32 points of psychic damage.
And that's the one that your rage isn't resistant to anyways, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But, All right, so I'm at half health, which I mean, I know is still a lot for me, but
I know
like
that's probably one of the biggest hits you've taken. Because if you
that
were
is like the
raging,
biggest hit I've taken.
yeah, if you were raging and it was the right damage type, that would be the equivalent of 60 something points of damage.
Yeah.
All right. It is the fragment of the War Raven's turn. And actually, at the end of the second swarm's turn, actually, no, it used its legendary actions last time. I'm going to say yes. So on its turn, what is it going to do? It is going to... It's just going to walk straight through the room because Lexi is stunned. However, it seems weirdly fixated on Cyrus.
Oh, lovely. Come on.
I know you disengaged last turn. Did you also dodge?
Nope.
Okay. Well, it misses its first attack, so that's good. It misses its second attack. So it just stalks through this space. There's a weird sense of... It almost seems slow as you watch it move. But it devours space faster than it should. There's a dissonance there. And you realize that it's projecting this sense of inevitability as it walks. And Cyrus and Auric both, there is a moment of deja vu. Auric, you have seen this walk before. Never toward you in this way. You've watched it happen to other people. You
This way.
you catch fragments of battles where especially like enemy like captains, lieutenants, commanders, very powerful figures have met their last moments with Mort using the same sort of strange slow walk from which they nevertheless seem incapable of escaping. Cyrus, you remember the same thing, but you remember it from a first-person perspective. You catch little glimpses of that that feeling of being oncoming doom, feeling like a meteor strike, something that just a doom that cannot be avoided. But as it gets close to you, it has the blades of ill omen, but it's only swinging it with one hand. And with one hand, it's like reaching out towards you still. But that is the end of its turn, which is good for you all.
Yeah.
Uh, Lexi, you're still stunned.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It is Oric's turn.
Yes. So double checking what my crown does. And it's not even as an action, it just happens. So I'm going to manifest the crown
All right.
because that feels appropriate. And as that happens, I cast Spirit Guardians.
So this is sort of a more controlled version of what you all saw during the battle with Lambton. That flickering gray silver fire sort of warps and molds back and forth, and then snaps into this distinct image of the cold iron crown floating above Oric's head, burning with gray fire, and it pours down off of him, creating this. It still has this impression of sort of gray mist, but the mist is almost more like a flickering. It gives the impression of both fire and smoke more than mist now. But you two are not burned by it. There's a flash of confusion and recognition in this being's person. You're not even sure if there's eyes under there. But something about it seems to recognize this, but it has not had a chance to react yet. So that was an action. Anything else you want to do?
Let me double check the wording of that spell. So they'll need to make the saving throw on their turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like if I move, it might hit me. So I don't know. I think I'm done.
All right.
I might yell at it a little bit.
All right. That does bring us back to the top. And it is Cyrus's turn.
Can I? Can I see Lexi?
Oh wait, could I move right here? That won't draw an opportunity attack, right?
Uh, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Uh,
The swarms are so bright.
Yeah.
I tried to scale their brightness down a little, and it didn't do anything.
all right, I guess we'll just try it. I'm gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip, and it needs to make an intelligence saving throw of 15.
Ooh, fancy. What does that look like?
Um, so Cyrus like sheathes the sword and like holds his hand out, and this like spectral raven just like flies out of his hand straight into the figure's face.
Let's see how it does. That's a 5.
All right. Takes 11 points of psychic damage. It cannot take a reaction until the end of its next turn. And on its next turn, it must choose whether it wants to move, take an action, or use a bonus action.
All right. This sort of spectral raven flashes out, and it just sort of passes through. But as it passes through, it's like it pulls some of the substance away from it, and for a moment, there's just an empty hole. It's not gory. It's like wisping shadow at the edges, and there's just a hole, and you see it fill back in, but you can tell that it fills in by borrowing substance from the rest of it. The whole thing seems a little less substantial than it did.
So, is there any space in this hallway where I would think I could reasonably attempt to hide?
Oof. I mean, any. So you've got open doors. Anything that breaks line of sight, you can probably hide.
Okay.
I mean, we'll say it's not stupid, so it's gonna like know that you're in one of those rooms if it watches you go.
Right.
But in terms of being able to anticipate you popping back out to attack it, it will have difficulty.
Okay. That's the hallway. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna move like back into there.
All right. At the end of your turn,
And do I need to roll a stealth or?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
If I want to see what it sees, I have to give it vision.
21.
All right. Let's just see how it does. All right. All right. At the end of Cyrus's turn, the creature is disoriented and confused. You can see that there is still this sort of thinness, like it's not fully transparent. It's like if someone was on Photoshop and they dropped the transparency 30%. But it definitely seems disoriented, and it's trying to figure out what to do, and it's almost like it just sort of shorts out a little bit. It's going to make a legendary action slice attack at Auric, but it's going to do it with disadvantage,
No, stop it.
and it's going to miss. All
I like
right,
to think that my exclamation has something to do with that.
it is the swarm of baleful ravens.
Wisdom save.
Yep. And thank goodness for you all, neither Counting Crow's ability resets. First one gets an 18.
That's what it needed.
Got it on a +0. Other one got a 9. This
All
is
right.
necrotic damage.
Necrotic damage.
Good. um, so one will take. Does the other one take half?
The other one takes half.
Okay. And I should mark what number they are.
Also, regardless of the save, their speed is halved in the area.
Mm-hmm. They start to flicker and burn up a little at the edges. It's very strange. The gray fire, it sort of bends the mind a little. It burns darker because these things are blindingly bright, and somehow as this gray fire flickers along their wings, they dim in a strange way. All right, so the swarm on. Oops, all right, so the other one goes first. It needs somebody to go get in their space. It does have just enough movement to get to Auric. It's going to use its ability Murder. It only gets a 13 to hit.
That does not hit.
The other one is also going to use Murder. Oof. That's an 18 to hit. Oh, sorry. That's an 18 to hit against Lexi.
Oh, yeah, no, that does hit. Unfortunately.
Oof. That's 22 piercing damage.
Jesus fuck.
There's just tiny claws and tiny talons and tiny beaks just pecking and clawing at you. At the end of each, well, we'll do it after the second one. After the end of the second one's turn, the War Raven will try and attack Auric again, still kind of confused. 13 to hit.
Still a miss.
All right. That brings us to the War Raven's turn.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
Still? Wait.
Nat 20.
Oh, that was you. He had to make a wisdom save for.
Okay, so half of 14 is 7.
I'll say, just be super thankful he crit on a save and not on a Blade of Ill Omen.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would be dead.
No, I would be dead.
Wow. You probably would have killed me with you.
So we're gonna do a roll off here. So Cyrus and Auric, both of you just give me a flat D20 roll.
Oh, sure, there's the 18.
All right, roll it again. Actually, I'll let you all choose then. So here's the situation. It has equally good and bad reasons to go after both of you. If it goes after Cyrus, it can't currently see him, and all it can do is move. It's not going to be able to do anything else. If it goes after Auric, it doesn't seem to want to attack Auric, but it seems like it will if there's no one else to attack. But it'll do so with disadvantage. Who would you all prefer for it to go after?
Neither? The Ravens?
Rock, paper, scissors, that.
I mean, I think if it the way it reacted to Auric's Guardians, I don't think it would attack Auric.
Yeah.
All right. Then it will try and. So it does know Cyrus went through this door, but it also has reduced movement speed. So 1, 2. Oh, I should probably give it dark vision. Okay. So it makes it into the doorway, which I'm going to be real, has got to be terrifying. This thing is backlit by the flickering blue light of the Fey Flame torch, by the blinding white light of the swarm of baleful ravens, and it is just this silhouette standing in the doorway. But that's all it can do this turn. All right. Lexi, it is finally actually your turn.
Oh my God. Lexi is so pissed off. So what does she do? She rage.
Yes.
Let me find my button. Boom. All right, let's see. What is close for me to hit? Because I'm pissed.
You got
I
ravens
mean, there
right
is a
above you.
swarm of ravens on top of you.
Okay. Because all I can really see is like light. I can't like see. I can kind of see Auric and I can see whatever's to the left of him, but that's it. Like, otherwise, I can't really make out what's around me.
Yeah, there is a swarm on top of you. Auric is. I'm going to temporarily move the ravens just so.
Oh, okay, now I
Okay.
see them. Because I'm on top of it. So,
Yeah.
okay, well, then I'm going to hit what's on top of me because duh. All right. I know it's the worst, right? This cat is just being absolutely nuts. All right, so let's see. What do I want to use? I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna use my brewer's mallet. It's an 18.
18's going to hit.
All right. 16 points of damage.
This is swarm number 1. So you do feel like your mallet is not quite as effective, not because of any kind of magical resistance, but just because it's literally a swarm of birds.
Right.
But they
And
do
they're
take the
flying.
hit. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
I do.
Yeah. As you smack some of the birds out of the air, they don't like hit the ground. Instead, they burst apart into tiny flares of that bright white light.
Okay, so I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I got a nat 20.
Hey, that's good. This is
I mean,
not
that's good. I'm just like,
this is not an effect that you want.
yeah.
All right.
So
you
I
got
hit
another.
again.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, hi, another nat 20.
Oh.
Crit, 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 crit.
Make sure that you do crit damage and not just regular.
Yeah.
And you'll get to do the extra 2d8 acid damage.
Okay. Which I have to do individually, right?
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
a separate roll.
Okay. All right, that's 26 points. Plus, you said 2d8.
Yep.
Plus 5.
All right. You smash another big chunk out of it, and the magic of the brewer's mallet explodes and sprays this corrosive brew all over the birds, and they sort of shaking it away. All right, that was bonus action. Action. Anything else?
Um, no, not really. I don't think I'm gonna bother moving because I'm still gonna attack them. So,
All right. At the end of your turn, the fragment of the War Raven makes a slice attack at Cyrus and misses.
okay.
It is just sort of ominously like one hand is reaching for you and the other is just stabbing. We are deep into horror movie territory.
Yeah.
It is Oryx's turn.
Okay. This might be a metagame question, but do swarms get opportunity attacks?
Yes.
Okay.
I have looked this up. Even though they have it's written funny because they technically have a range of 0. But there's a sage advice answer that basically says the intent is that they can make normal opportunity attacks.
Okay. So if they weren't on top of me, they couldn't, but because they're on top of me.
The way I read it, even if you're sort of in normal distance, they can.
Okay. I mean, I don't have to move, except I want to get rid of this. I want to get the Spirit Guardian aura back over the fragment of the night. How hurt do the ravens around me look?
I think they have
Oh.
only. They took half damage from your aura, right?
One of the two did. I don't know which one it was.
Okay, yeah, you've got the one that's saved,
Okay.
so that's the only damage it's taken.
Okay. I'm about to just go nuts on it. I am going to upcast Scorching Ray as a level 4 spell.
Jeez, that's 5 rays.
Yes.
What if Scorching Ray, but Magic Missile?
Magic Missile, but you have to actually make the attack roll.
That is true.
So yes, starts with 3 and then 5 rays total. So first attack. Oh, that's fun. The first attack is a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
So that is 10 damage.
And it automatically added your 4 for your sorcerer stuff. So it was 14 for the first one.
14 for the first one. Woo!
But it won't add it on subsequent.
Good. Second attack is a 14.
14 still hits. It's just a flock of birds.
For another 5 points of damage.
All right. The flock of birds all pull out tiny shields and raise their AC.
Third attack, 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
For another 8 points of damage.
Nice.
I'm waiting to see if I drop them. Fourth attack is a 19.
19 hits.
11 points of damage. Final attack, 24.
That hits.
9 more points of damage.
It is not dead, but you can tell that your cascade of fire has substantially diminished the swarm, as if perhaps it has hit some threshold of damage at which it does less damage.
Is it too late to say I meant to do that as a bonus action using sorcery points?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Because with my action, I am now going to stab with my rapier,
All right.
which is a 15 to hit.
This is the first melee attack that Oryx made in a long time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that will be, and this will be psychic damage instead. So 13 psychic damage.
Good news and bad news.
Uh-oh.
The good news is it hits. Here's what I'll say. Give me a. We'll call this a charisma saving throw.
Okay, good. 26.
All right. As you sort of charge the rapier with psychic energy, channeling that sort of domineering aura of a dragon lord, you realize that something about the swarm just, it's almost like it's invisible to it. It doesn't seem to respond to that energy at all. And you're
Okay.
able to do piercing damage with it instead, if you would like.
Yes, please.
It will still not be quite as effective, but it's not nothing.
Yeah.
The as your energy sort of empowers the rapier, and you sort of flick through, and several of the birds are just cleanly sliced, and there's almost like a rainbow mist in a sheet describing the arc of the rapier. All right. Anything else?
So they can make opportunity attacks. I'm still gonna risk it. I'm gonna move here to get all of them back into my aura.
Oh, and I do need to be fair because I did this to Lexi. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. It was on 19.
Oh
It was
no.
on 19.
Y'all just have no wisdom saves.
No,
No.
I'm gonna put 0.
Until the end of your next turn, you have disadvantage on attack rolls. You can't take reactions, and your speed is halved.
Oh.
Which, for Auric, is not nearly as bad as it would have been for Lexi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm still making the move.
The War Raven is going to swing at Cyrus again. It gets a 26 to hit. It does 7 slashing damage. Thankfully, this doesn't seem to be empowered with the same malevolent force as the other attacks have been. And that brings us to Cyrus's turn.
Okay. So wait, can I still I can uncanny dodge to have that and then I get my reaction back.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we are always doing a disengage. Yeah.
When I bring my cell phone too close to my headphone cord, it makes weird sounds.
I was about to say, you sure that's not Maisie? Because she's making some weird ass sounds right now. She whiny.
How does this work? All right. Is Lexi just south of the doorway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like south and to on our screens to the left.
Like under that swarm?
Yes.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah,
Let
under
me-
swarm number 1.
all right. So I was here. So 5, 10, 15, 20. How much speed do I have?
Amazing.
5. All right. So Cyrus is going to disengage, move out into the hallway, and is going to cast Wither and Bloom centered on the that doorway so as to catch both swarms and Lexi.
All right.
So both swarms make a Constitution 15 saving throw, and Lexi gets to roll one of her hit die.
Okay. So I get to attack basically.
No, you get to heal.
Oh no,
Oh, I
you
get
get to heal.
Heal. Never mind. Okay.
And you were hidden last turn, right?
Which one is my
Yeah.
So they're going to roll with disadvantage too because of your new feature, right?
I forgot about that. Do that thing.
Where are you centering it?
Hey, I get to heal 9 points.
And you get an additional 3 because you get to add my spellcasting modifier as well.
Oh, nice. So 12.
Ah. Yeah, they have disadvantage.
Awesome. They both fail.
You said centered on that doorway? I think I get to heal too.
I think I only get to pick one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I only get to pick one character to heal.
I'm in worse off condition
No,
than
you
you
are.
are.
So, and I figured I would go with I was going with the bigger hit die too.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so they take 7 necrotic damage.
So that was your action and bonus action.
Yeah, and let's see. And then I'm going to finish. So let's see. I was here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to finish up in here.
Very Scooby-Doo energy as you all
Yeah.
just run from room to room, pursued by monsters.
I'm kiting.
Yeah, so it can't move or do anything with its last legendary. Then that brings us to the Baleful Ravens. They're going to roll for recharge.
And they're gonna roll wisdom saves.
Yep, let's... One recharged and one didn't.
Oh, fun.
First one fails the wisdom save. Second one fails the wisdom save. Double zeros. Or sorry, double fours.
So that is 13 necrotic damage to each.
Nice. Auric, the one around you is getting noticeably thin. There's only like maybe a dozen ravens left. All right. So first one recharged though. So it is going to use Counting Crows. So Auric gets to... Ooh, this could go bad. Gets to make a wisdom saving throw.
Orc does?
Yep.
Okay. 13.
13 is exactly what you needed.
Yay.
Yeah, this really wouldn't have been so bad, except you all have just rolled bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a super high DC.
It's just that we were rolling some real bad rolls.
Yup. The other one is going to use murder. It's a
Great.
27 to hit against Lexi.
Yeah, that'll hit.
26 points of piercing damage reduced to 13.
Okay. Well, I lost all of that healing that I just got, but hey, at least I had it for
At
a
least
hot
you're raging
second.
now.
Yeah, at least I'm raging now. I'd be dead otherwise.
Do you want to use your reaction?
Yes, I will. Reaction. There it is. I will hero light. 7.
All right.
7 points of radiant damage.
Which is a good thing. You see that when you, as the sort of counter blow of radiant energy hits it, the whole swarm sort of is diminished. All right, both of them have gone. It is the fragment of the War Raven, who is no longer under the effects of Mind Whip.
Wisdom save.
Yep. 23.
All right. Well, half damage then. Half of 14 is still decent.
It's starting to look a little hurt. And Cyrus did not hide this time, right?
Correct, because I disengaged.
It's going to continue its Scooby-Doo shenanigans. 10, 15. So even with half movement, it can do that.
Oh, hey, does that mean I get to make an opportunity attack?
Sure.
Yay.
Do you have Warcaster?
27 to hit.
Jeez. That's not a crit, is it?
No.
Yep, that'll hit.
10 points, and I'm going to stick with piercing because I'm not trusting psychic right now.
It's getting pretty hurt. Now it is
I
going.
don't know if you would know this, but you would know. But psychic did work
Oh.
from Mind Web.
Okay. Oh, and also, regardless of which one I choose, it does extra psychic damage on a hit, so.
And was that included in your first roll?
I don't think it was, so an extra 4 psychic.
Nice. All right. It's going to make some nasty Blade of Ill Omen attacks on Cyrus. First one is a 26.
Yep.
Seven points of slashing. $17 points of necrotic.
Okay. So we'll uncanny dodge that. So it'll be 3 and 8.
It's a good choice, and it misses its second one. So the first attack comes down with all of the malevolence that you're very familiar with from your own blade. And it manages to almost catch you in a vital spot, and you're able to just sort of matrix out of the way. And then the hand reaches for you again and just grabs empty air. You do now have a wound. All right. It is Lexi's turn.
Lexi will be right here.
You're all done now. Good job. I know I didn't turn the light off, but I'll turn it soon. Sorry, all important task of feeding the child her tuna treats. AKA what she's been yelling about for past hour. Alright, let me get back to the right page here. So I still have ravens underneath me.
Yes.
Alright. I'm gonna hit these suckers again. 24 to hit.
24 hits.
15 damage.
All right, and it is still halved. You have swarm number 1. They are starting to look pretty thin.
Okay. And do it again. 22.
22 hits. Oh, wait, actually, sorry, after the first one, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay. Well,
Until the end of your next turn, you have disadvantage on attack rolls, can't take reactions, and your speed is halved.
okay. So I need to re-roll that second.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a 19 and a 20.
Jeez. Yeah, that definitely hits.
So 27. So all I lost was the crit.
Well, and technically, so you rolled the first time. Only that first roll would have been there, even if you had rolled with advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So 12 damage.
All right, and that will cut to 6. Oh, and I should mark it. The one around you is still has the globule of very flammable alcohol on it. All
Get
right.
out from
That
under
does-
it so I can blow it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't hurt me. A little impervious to anything alcohol related.
Since you're already raging, do you want to chug a potion while you've got a second?
Since you're raging, do you want to chug a potion?
Yeah.
We can come back and do the math on that in a minute. Auric, you are up.
Yay, Auric is up.
Grab a potion and chug it.
All right. How badly hurt does the War Raven look?
Uh, I'll give you this. Everyone in this fight, their health is in red now.
Everyone on both sides.
Yep. All the way down the list. Everybody's in red.
Oh.
Give me an intelligence check just for fun.
Sounds fair. 17.
Just sort of eyeballing it, you get the impression that the fragment is actually less powerful or less sturdy or substantial than the swarms are.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about damage done to it. I mean, it just seems to have less substance.
Right. Just trying to figure out what spell to throw at things.
All right.
And Lexi will add 4 to that.
I did. I just did in my brain. So
Cool.
Yeah.
I am going to do a regular scorching ray at the bird that's been harassing me.
All right.
Okay. There we go.
I blow a hole in the wall.
Damn, son.
Yeah, 11 does not do it.
Well, it was also a natural 1, so.
Oh, yeah. Definitely doesn't do it.
Definitely doesn't do it.
So the second ray will be a 16 to hit,
16 will hit.
or I need to make sure to add the extra 4 for fire damage. So it'll be 9 damage on ray number 2.
All right. It is. There's only like 7 birds left.
And the third ray is a 13 to hit.
13 is just barely going to miss.
Scorch mark on the wall.
Man, after you went 5 for 5 on that first one.
I know. Well, I'm now 6 for 8, which isn't bad.
Oh, yeah, I guess that was all 3.
Yep. And I don't want to make that a bonus action casting this time, so is there anything I can do with a bonus action instead? Nope. take a step back. And the dude abides.
Yeah, you all have so many items at this point. Oh, as a bonus action, you can also drink a potion.
I will drink a potion.
Mm-hmm.
Where are my potions? There's a potion.
That just
Let's
feels like a
drink
post-it note that like should pop up in the corner of your roll 20, like every time you open it, that just says, as a bonus action, you could drink a potion.
Don't forget.
I'm above half health again.
You were the only person not in the red.
Yeah.
All right, it is Cyrus's turn.
Reaction to yell at the fragment.
Still seems disoriented.
All right. Well, since it doesn't seem like I can ever get away from this thing, I'm not sure. Disengage is actually helping me any. So I guess I will bonus. I guess I will just attack it and also drink a potion. $19 to hit.
19 hits.
$8 damage.
All right. It is also looking quite hurt. One good fireball could TPK everything. All right.
Blast radius on that again.
Every time I look up fireball, I am surprised by how big it is. Is it a 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius. Yep. I
Yeah.
could
20-foot
Center
radius
myself,
is
kill us
so
all.
big. All right, the swarms are going to see if they recharge. Oof, first one recharges. Second one recharges.
God
wisdom
damn it.
saves.
First one gets a nat 1 on the wisdom save. Second one gets a nat 1 on the wisdom save.
Oh my god, we're so lucky.
They each take 16 points necrotic damage.
The swarm around Auric is like 2 birds at this point. It's not even a swarm, it's just a pair of mindless birds with one burning eye. The depth perception of the swarm is starting to fade because they've all just got one eye. All right. Oof. It is going to fly over. And it's going to try and use Counting Crows. So that is a wisdom save from Auric.
Just Oric.
Yep. Well,
A 2.
oh no. Oh no.
Bye, Oric.
17 points of psychic damage.
Boo hiss.
So I was trying to see again if there was anything that helped you. Guess not. And then Lexi gets to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
So remember what the other effect is besides the damage?
You are stunned.
Ah!
Stunned.
Oh no!
It was a 16 and then it rolled over.
I need to know if I maintain concentration while stunned.
I think when you're stunned, you lose concentration.
Ugh.
Stunned creature is incapacitated. An incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions.
D&D Beyond does not always do a great job of finding the most useful search result.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being incapacitated
Okay.
causes you to lose
Causes you to lose
concentration.
concentration. Yep. Well, it means I don't have to make a con save. It just disappears.
Woof. Woof. Alright, it is the War Raven's turn. It is going to swing a Blade of Ill Omen at Cyrus. It only gets a 10. That's a 3 on the die.
Misses.
The second one is a 17, which also misses. I feel like you have... We established that during sort of your interlude, you were training with Sana, Alex, and Mort. And I think it's finally started to click. This thing fights very much... Not so much like any one of you too terribly much, but there is something about it that is familiar enough that you're starting to sort of figure out where the blows are coming. All right. Myrrh, Lexi, and Auric are stunned. And it is Cyrus's turn. Oh no. At the top of Cyrus's turn. Oh no, you healed. So the wound is gone. That's
Oh,
good.
good.
All right. Cyrus, what you doing?
Let's go for it. We're gonna steady aim. Tag with advantage. How's a crit?
Which is very nice.
Crit sneak attack.
Yep. What were you saying about a fireball? Because I'm about to roll one and sneak attack dice.
This might be bigger than a sneak attack. Because you're up to what, 5d6? So this
Yeah.
is going to be 12d6 damage? I think base fireball is 8. Yeah, this is a fireball and a half. You're about to sink into this guy.
54.
Jeez. So, this thing is a stalker. Not in the modern sense, but very much in the predatory hunter sense. And it has truly been stalking after you this entire fight. It has chased you from place to place. It has inflicted wound after wound. And backed into a corner in this room, it is looming over you. And how does Cyrus kill it?
Yeah, I think after all that training and seeing fighting styles and putting it together, he focuses and feints to draw him off and then just kind of rams the blade straight home into its chest.
So I think someone watching this would be confused. It looks like this thing is about to stab into Cyrus, and it's just like Cyrus is suddenly not there. It's one of those like, martial arts scenes that has to be watched in slow motion to follow the action. And it's just a sort of almost superhuman grace, slipping under the attack and coming back up at a weird. It's almost. I think you end up like behind it, stabbing up in the front, and catching some vital place, and it. And suddenly all of its substance collapses down into this black mist, and then all of the mist shrinks together, and there is a metallic clink as something small in metal hits the ground at your feet. But you're still in combat, but it is dead. All right. It is the Ravens. One swarm recharges. The other swarm does not.
Wisdom save?
No. Sorry. Actually, you need to make a wisdom save.
I'm the one who needs the wisdom save. It was on the 20.
Oh,
It was
no.
on the 20.
No.
This is never gonna end because we're just gonna keep rolling really crappy saves.
29 psychic damage.
How much?
29.
Oric falls down.
Oric, go nap now.
Nap time.
Again, it's just this. There is this harsh, painful light that is just bleeding off of this swarm of birds, and even on the precipice of death, this light is still. It truly feels like an attack on your mind. The other one is substantially diminished and is going to attack Lexi and get a nat 1.
That does not hit.
And then it's Lexi's turn.
I'm a smack back.
All right.
Well, I was gonna say, what do I have around me?
There is the swarm on top of you.
Yeah.
There's the swarm on above the unconscious body of Oric.
Okay. I'm gonna take care of the ones on top of me first. Oh, 23.
23 hits.
And 14 points of damage.
All right, that's reduced to 7.
Okay. Do it again. 13.
13 just barely misses.
That's what I was afraid of.
All right. Man, we haven't got to do one of these in a while. So Oric's body hits the ground. You see the cold iron crown doesn't vanish, but it winks out, and it almost sort of hits the ground. It's just laying there, a few inches away from his head. But you all see there are sort of raven motifs on it, and they are faintly shimmering. So, Oric, you find yourself in a different place. You can immediately feel the difference. There is a familiarity to it. You're in like some kind of library or study. And you realize very quickly that this is a different feeling. There is a warm there's no visible fire, but the room feels like well heated. There's shelves all along it, um, containing all kinds of books and scrolls. There's some kind of arcane contraption in the corner. There's a what looks like a love seat, and you're seated in a chair that almost looks like it was dragged in from another room. And sort of lounging on the love seat, flipping through one of the books, is Bran. And you have a weird sense of dislocation. You feel like you are sitting in both seats at once. There is very much a feel of talking to yourself. It actually reminds you a lot of the array that you entered in the Blackthorn basement. And the other Bran is not necessarily focused on you, but is aware of your presence. And as he flips through, he says, "Whew, y'all are really in it again, aren't you?"
Yeah. So what's this then? Was the lady too busy?
He keeps flipping for a second, and then he says, "How do you feel about her?"
Short answer, it's complicated.
That's probably the best answer for now. I don't have long. We're where we're at makes this easier than somewhere else. I couldn't necessarily do this outside without help. You should think very hard about how much you trust her. And go ahead and make a death saving throw.
And I'm gonna go ahead and do that with advantage, even if that means I won't wake up even after I get healed.
All
Which is
right.
good because one of those was a 3.
Oof. Yep. All right. So Oric is down, but not out. And we are back up to the top with Cyrus.
Can I see Oric
Uh,
from my angle?
yes. You can see like his feet sticking out.
Okay. Or I guess, like, can I see the swarm?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I would say they probably have cover if you were to do a ranged attack. But as far as being able to see them, you can.
Okay. If I just like, so if I just like slide over, can I ranged attack and
Yeah.
okay. And yeah, all right. So Cyrus will sidestep, bonus action, hide, and then fire an arrow.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
Mm-hmm. 18.
All right. They do not perceive you. So you can roll that with advantage.
Cool. 24 to hit.
24 hits. And with a sneak attack, you're going to have to try real hard to not kill this thing. Yep, that'll be enough. Even with half damage, that's... By the time you do 1 point of sneak attack, it'll be dead.
Oh, okay.
It breaks apart into embers and white feathers. But the only person who can see this is Cyrus. The embers and white feathers don't go away. They just sort of drift down to the ground and then just lay there. All right. Let's see if the other swarm recharges. It does not. It is going to murder at Lexi and miss. So it is Lexi's turn.
Okay. Auric gets a feather up his nose. Okay. So Lexi's going to attack. Oh, that wasn't that one.
Ain't gonna do it.
I'm very sad. She's gonna try again. That's a 19.
19 will hit.
All right. 8 points of damage.
It is still up. It is very hurt.
I rolled 2 ones.
It is essentially 3 birds just dive bombing you at this point.
Ugh.
And it is Auric's turn again.
Get up and kill them, Auric.
Time for more death saves with advantage. A 20 counts as 2, right?
20 is 1 hit point and you're conscious. And you can take your turn.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah, I'm willing to let that break through.
Huzzah.
I feel like a nat 20 needs to be rewarded. And honestly, Bran only had so much time.
Bran just looks at me and says, "Hey, wake up, stupid."
Yeah, basically.
All right, I'm awake. I see no...
I'll actually even say this. It looks like Bran was going to start saying something else. And like between the books and around the bookshelves, that gray mist starts pouring into the room. And he just says, well. And he snaps the book shut and you wake up.
That was awkward. Oh, there they are.
Yep, and it still has the flammable globule on it.
All right, then first things first, I will use my firebolt. Uh, 22 to hit.
22 hits.
That's going to be 20 points of fire damage.
And you'll do an extra 2d8.
And an extra 2d8. 30 points of fire damage.
Jeez. You only needed 11, but I just thought it'd be fun to see. Yeah, your firebolt just... the whole thing goes up. And Lexi, there are flickering white feathers and white embers raining down around you.
Fun.
You feel so you have 2 different pieces of light touched quartz. There's the one that sometimes resembles the feather that you found in the Hall of Light.
Right.
But there's also the other one. The one that you pulled, I believe, off the body of Marcus Prim.
Yes.
The one that sometimes looks like an eye.
Right.
Not a beautiful, artistic gem of an eye. It looks like a gross, fleshy, bloody eye with stuff still attached. Where do you have that one right now?
Let's see here. I'm gonna look at my inventory because I usually keep the feather one in my pocket.
Your poking rock.
Yeah, my poking rock. Let me touch this. What happens? I'd probably have it in one of my bags. Good Lord, what do I have? I have a bag of holding. I have a messenger bag. Like it probably it probably ended up in the messenger bag.
You feel the
Like,
messenger bag pulling.
okay.
You feel like if you let it, it would absorb this light and embers and feathers.
Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Because I'm honestly thinking that it might be worth trying. Yeah, I'll get it out carefully.
It takes almost nothing.
Like I lift up the flap of the messenger bag and it's like, phew.
Yeah, it's actually almost more like if you just let it go.
Yeah.
And you all see this from where you all are standing as well. Even the ones in the hallway go and rush towards Lexi, and you can see that in the sort of quartz form, it's almost like it's almost like there's sparks, those white embers are accumulating in the base of it, and it is partially filled. More disturbingly, it flickers, and for a second you can see that those same sparks are in like the pupil of the eye.
Yeah.
All right, combat is over. All of your foes have fallen apart into various things. What do you all want to do?
Heal.
Yeah.
Take a look at that ring.
Yeah, so you reach down to investigate, and what you discover is it is not actually a ring. It is about a third of a ring. It looks like a ring has been smashed apart. It's sort of warped and twisted a little bit at the edges. But it looks like it was part of a sort of dark metal is about all you can get. It does have like a silvery lustrousness to it, as opposed to like a dull iron kind of vibe. But you feel as soon as you touch it, like the parts of your fingers where you touch it go gray. It doesn't spread, but they go gray.
Okay.
Okay. I think Cyrus will just pocket it for now.
All right. Throwing some placeholder items in your inventory.
So do we want to actually short rest or use our marks?
One of those for sure.
Yeah.
Um, the mark lets us do up to half of our hit dice, right?
Yep.
Hey, and you're in a very convenient spot for it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
so
use my-
did you decide mark or short rest?
I'm thinking mark.
I'm taking mark. Okay.
So is up to half for us 4 or 5 at level 9?
I'm willing to say 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Since I'm at 1 hit point, I will use all 5.
Nice.
I'm gonna just use 3 and save for later. 16. Okay. It's an improvement.
All right, you all are able to rest up and heal a little bit. You have survived this sort of gruesome, probably very claustrophobic battle. Fighting in hallways and rooms with a vicious knife fighter and swarms of birds. Probably a little nightmare inducing. So just to sort of reorient you all, we probably won't go wandering too much. There was the rookery, which seemed to have more of these baleful ravens. There was a corridor that you all went past to get up here that seemed to lead further east. You also know that the trail of embers seemed to go towards the south where you were before. So where do you all want to
We're
head
heading
next?
south.
So you all had gone north before.
Yeah, we went north and poked head in the rookery and then came this way.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is still all places you've been before, but there is an open doorway that you all have not been through down here.
And that's what I was thinking we might want to check out.
The one that's straight ahead to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, I cannot get through this door. There we go.
I'll say all the doors are placed automatically by Dungeon Alchemist, which is very convenient, but sometimes might lead to strange configurations. Could also be my fault. What looks like a door to me as I build it might actually be coded as like a window or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
only slightly disconcerting.
What?
I can see the edge of the light from my torch.
Oh.
Yep. So, Auric, you see a long, straight hallway ahead of you. So the space is a little bit warped. It's not laid out exactly as the vague memories in the back of your head go, but there is a there is a profound sense of familiarity once you step into this hallway. you sort of are able to sort of rifle through the memories of Bran's experiences in the castle, and Bran was not the "hey, I'm going to go have a beer with my men" leader. He intentionally evoked a very different atmosphere than that. And so the areas that you have been in the castle so far, they don't, you remember them, but you remember them as places you were aware of, not necessarily places that you would go very often. This hallway, if to compare it to the current Auric, what you've been in so far is the apartment building. The hallway that you've just entered feels like you have walked into your apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There is a decided sense that this is your space.
Good. So nothing here should harm me.
You fully hear a fragment of Bran sort of like churns up from your subconscious, just cracking up at that. So we'll put a pin in it here, and we'll sort of cut away for a moment. Even as you all trawl through the ruins below, as we zoom out and out, we see little fragments of things happening across the city. In a campaign office, volunteers and workers are phoning people across the city, writing social media posts, preparing all kinds of materials, and there's a big sign on the wall that reads "Nault Manfer" in big sort of classic blue, red, and white letters. Although I suppose those are probably not the national colors of Arlen, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In a room further back away from all of the hustle and bustle and volunteers, several very disreputable looking figures lounge on couches around a room, and an observant onlooker might notice that there is a faint light spilling out from each of them around vicious looking scars. Scars that perhaps don't seem survivable. In a different part of the city, we see a truly hulking, impossibly large dog dragging a slender young man with silvery hair tucked up under a hat through a park. In another part of town, a young woman with similar hair looks at what seems to be an antique compass that spins and points back and forth. And finally, we end in a darkened street. It's probably 3-ish in the morning. There are very few lights in this part of town at night. Something half-formed, something not quite real yet, shambles between buildings in an industrial area of town. It's seemingly invisible to the bare handful of people that move through the streets. Only visible in tiny glimpses of light, almost reflecting off of something. And from the depths of an alley, it suddenly stops. and turns very slowly until it's looking in the direction of the Raven Palace with white flickering embers burning in the depths of its single huge eye. And that's where we'll come back next week. We go ahead and cut off the stream. Bye, Internet.